Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to CSL Greater Boston. It is a beautiful day here in Boston, and what a wonderful day for spiritual community. What a wonderful day to talk about being naturally divine. You know, we live in a world that is topsy-turvy at best on some days. And moment by moment, it can even seem overwhelming. But the truth is always true. And we anchor ourselves in that truth, and everything flows. We are in that divine flow in ways that make life easier. And that's really what it's all about. We come together as a spiritual community to be that change we wish to see in the world, to be blessed and as the blessing. We are a science of mind community that practices philosophy, religion. You know, we are here knowing that when we combine the three, science, philosophy, religion together, we get the best of everything. And we can use the laws and we can use these teachings to create the life that we choose. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. We're going to talk about that feeling of, that experience of nature versus nurture. What does that mean in the world for science? And what does that mean for us as individuals? What does that mean personally? What am I responsible for? What do I have the opportunity for? So we have a lot to delve into with a beautiful topic. And as always, we are going to start out with some music and then go right into prayer. But the first song that we have, I absolutely love. It's a new song by Denise Rosier, and it's What Love Needs.
I could wear a rainbow in the month of June, put a quote on my car window about the good I wanna do. I could buy a poster praising everybody's worth, take a picture by a waterfall and prove I care about the earth, to show I know what love means. That's who I could be. What love needs is my voice speaking from my truth. What love needs is showing up, knowing what is mine to do. What love needs are hands and feet. What love needs is me. I could circle holy places to visit when I can, pin a ribbon on my overcoat, raise another flag. I could cheer the loudest for someone else's work, tell the youth to go forward, heal the world of hurt, to show I know how love moves. That's what I could do. What love needs is my voice speaking from my truth. What love needs is showing up, knowing what is mine to do. What love needs are hands and feet. What love needs is me. We'll never find a brighter light than the one shining as our lives, when one of us stands is my voice speaking from my truth. What love needs is showing up, knowing what is mine to do. What love needs are hands and feet. What love needs is, what love needs is, what love needs is me. What love needs is me. What love needs is me.
What love needs is me. What a beautiful message. And it's talking about our hands, our feet, our voice. Yes, that is what love needs, showing up in truth. And to bring us in a greater way into that center, into that truth and knowing. We have Karen that is going to be sharing, this beautiful, beautiful invocation with us to really get us in this place of truth. So, to our co chair of our Leadership Council and so much more. Thank you, Karen. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, that was a beautiful song, Gina. That was beautiful. All right, I'm going to take a deep breath this morning and breathe in that sunshine. I hope it's sunny where you are. I hope it's as gorgeous a day as it is here. And as we breathe in and out, and in and out, we just know that we are surrounded by this love, this divine love, in, through, and as each one of us, the people in this room that are live, the people out there in Facebook watching us live, anyone that's watching us after on the replay, we know that each one of us is surrounded by love, by divine love. And as we know this, as we feel this, as we see this, we know that technology is perfect. We know the reading is perfect. We know Gina's message will weave through the science of mind and everything that we need to hear this morning. And with full thankfulness, knowing that all is perfect, whole, and complete as each one of us is, I give great thanks and I release this knowing that it is already done. And we ground it by saying, and so it is.
Thank you, Karen. That was beautiful. Ah, yes, yes, and yes. And now we have Chris, who is going to do our sacred reading this morning. Chris, who we are thrilled to have in front of the camera. Normally he hides in back of it and does a lot of the technical stuff that you don't see, but we're blessed to have him actually do a reading with us this morning. Good morning, Chris.
Hello. Oops.
I've got it.
Okay. A little shuffle in there. All right. So today's reading comes from Jane Beach's Choices. It's a book of reflections and devotions, and one I picked for today was called "Nature Gives Freely." Everything is God in form, alive in consciousness, filled with purpose, the promise of life itself. In service to us is the earth beneath our feet, the grass, the dirt, the sand, the foundation of Mother Nature. The sun warms the melting snow, becoming a river, home for aquatic life and fresh water for all living things. The beauty of our earth is a setup for the glory of all life. Today, I walk gently upon the earth, filled with gratitude for all it gives. And so it is.
Absolutely. All works together for the glory of all life. That's beautiful. Isn't it a gift to know that? To know that the entire ecosystem is set up that way. And if we just let it be, amazing things happen. So we are in this place of creating that which we wish to see in the world. So let's know who and whose we are. Before I get into the message this morning, naturally divine, because of course we are. That is our divine nature. Let's go back to the I am. Let's take a moment, and this is actually Laura Topper, who was here last week. If you happen to miss her message, she was wonderful. You're welcome to take a look back. And also Debbie Shrout, who did the song. And it's I am the love that I am. So let's remember that who and whose we are.
Here we are, face to face. The healing way is clear. I see in you that part of me no longer needed here. In this moment, in the light of love I see, God is still coming through as you, as me. I am the love that I am. I am the heart of God. I am the love that I am. I am the heart of God. Here I am in this space. I make a choice to change. And now I see the whole of me. Pure radiance in this moment. In the light of love I see, God is still coming through as you, as me. I am the love that I am. I am the heart of God. I am the love that I am. I am the heart of God. I am the love that I am. I am the heart of God. I am the love that I am. I am the heart of God. I am the love that I am. I am the heart of God. I am the love that I am. I am the heart of God. I am the love that I am. I am
naturally divine. We are living in everyday wonder. That is our topic for the year for CSL. And naturally divine. So, your true nature, my true nature, is that I am presence, is that absolute divine. So, what does that mean? What does that look like? What does that actually mean? That each one is with incarnated with each one of us is not only a divine spark, not only an incarnation of the living spirit of the cosmos, but a unique presentation of the cosmic whole. So you are an individualized expression of all there is. That's Ernest Holmes telling us that, yes, we are that magnificent spark. And it's up to us to remember that. Our true nature is not what we see. Good morning, Maria. Great to have you here with us. Whoever's watching, we'd love to hear from you. Please remember that we'd love just put in your comments. We appreciate you watching with us, whether it's live or later on, we'd love to hear from you. You know, our true nature is divine. And it's remembering that. It's remembering, well, what does that look like? What does that feel like? What is that? How do I embrace that? Eric Butterworth said, there are no duplicates in the creation of every snowflake, every blade of grass, every grade of sand is a unique design. In the same way, there has never been anyone, nor will there ever be anyone just like you. You are a unique expression of the creative energy of the universe, focused eternally as you. Yes, you are the divine original and the divine intent, active as you, has one desire: to express expansively and creatively its uniqueness. As the perfect idea, it is an infinite mind. This is your spiritual destiny. This is your spiritual destiny. You were born here to make manifest the greatest version of you that can ever be. I love the analogy of a puzzle. I look at it as when you look at a large puzzle or a mosaic painting, if you look at one tile or one puzzle piece, they all look different. They all are different shapes, sizes, colors. Yet without one of them, the whole thing is gone. We live in a society of bigger, better, faster, more, trying to get to somebody else's piece, trying to be like somebody else or do what other people suggest. Or the truth is, you were born knowing that spark within you knows who and what you are. And we live in a world that is so torn. You know, when it comes to who we are and the core of who we are spirit, we are divine lights living this human experience, but we truly are eternal beings. And to know that changes things. It gives us an opportunity to start looking at things a little bit different. So when I think of nature, when I think of science that goes beyond that, to me, it brought me to nature versus nurture. So our genetics, they say, determine our behavior. Our personality traits and our abilities are in our nature, is what it says. And then there's nurture, which is our environment and upbringing. Our life experiences determine our behavior when we're nurtured. Now, what we know is that Everything we do is attractive. Every thought, every action. I know how I lived before I found this teaching is very different than how I've lived after. What I think about attracts. I know that like attracts like. And in that knowing, nature and nurture kind of gets tossed out in some ways. You know, if you may have inherent qualities, but an infant at birth, if they're not held, they're not going to make it. A baby needs physical human contact. We need that. That's not our DNA. That's not our personality. It's true. We literally need it. And our genetics, we're 99.9% the same. It doesn't matter what we look like on the outside. The truth is, we're inside exactly the same. So yes, there are some genes that may predispose us to certain personality traits. And when you're raised with someone, you get their dialect, you get their diction, you get certain sense of humor or sarcasm may come with that. But everything is a choice. We always have the opportunity to choose. Some things serve us and some things will not. And some of the things that we end up living through, you know, whether it's trauma or drama or what we were raised in, we can then step outside that circle and say, well, now what? Every person is an amalgamation of everything. It's not one thing. It's not just nature. You're not predisposed to. And yet, if we allow things to be dormant and we think unconsciously, in other words, we're just operating on what society tells us, not the truth that is. We're not directing the sails. The equivalent of being in the middle of the ocean with the sails down. That's how many of us go through life. We're not heading in a particular direction. We're certainly not going along with what we're divinely here to do. We don't even know we have sails, some of us. You know, when I hear someone say, same crap, different day, my heart breaks. When I hear someone that's already defeated before they even start, oh, it's Monday. That's where we start. We start with our attitudes. We start with our knowing. And then we can go from there. You know, there's so much to it. Because, of course, I went down the rabbit hole, right? And when I started looking into this nature versus nurture, and then there's something called epigenetics, which I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Because that was even more so, you know, what child development and what does that mean? And if you're nurtured in a certain way and if you're not. And the truth is, we are neither. Stephen Covey says we are the product of neither nature nor nurture. We are a product of choice because there is always a space between stimulus and response. As we wisely exercise our power to choose based on principles, the space will become larger. So when I live by principle, when I live by laws, when I live by truths, it's different. So what does that mean? What does that look like? How do I remember when I first got into these teachings, I'm like, just find me a list of the laws. And that way I go from here. Like, I just wanted to know, where are they all? And it's not that simple. You know, you can look some up. There's quite a few in the Science of Mind book, you know, in our textbook. But it's not just about knowing them. It's about living and understanding them. And it's not even about the actual laws per se. Gravity works whether we know it or not. How many times have we seen big things drop? even not so heavy things drop. Eventually a feather will get to the ground. Everything is part of gravity. We use it whether we know it or not. The law of attraction works. How many times have you heard the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? These are the things that were implanted in us usually during childhood. This is the programming. This is human programming. It is certainly not divine programming. You know, no one was born to live in poverty. No one was born to live a difficult life. Sometimes it's our experience. And yes, there are things that we learn along the way, but we get to choose. On your way to any destination, you can continue on the path that you're on, or what happens if there's an accident ahead. What does our GPS tell us? Seek ultimate route. So if we are moving along and you feel like life is, it's just like, I'll quit it, I'll quit it, I'll quit it. We can stop going in the direction that's causing us pain. We get to choose. I remember when I was going through practitioner studies, one of the people in my class would say, it's like ouch and reaching for spirit. So when I'm hurting, I can reach for spirit at any moment. I don't have to continue plodding along. I can reach for spirit. And then it gets to a point that we realize I don't have to say ouch before I do. It doesn't have to just be when I'm in a jackpot. It doesn't have to just be on Sundays. Spirit isn't there, and I don't need to reach out. Spirit is here. It's up to me to know it and remember it. So I get to choose. So like attracts like. When I know the power of who and what I am, I can use that power. And we are here as stewards, and that's how we started this month, talking about stewardship. We are here to care for this beautiful planet and all that's on it. We're borrowing it. We're not keeping it. It's not just ours. We're borrowing it. And in that knowing, we get the opportunity to help people along the way. But we live in a world that often says somebody's trying to get something from me or making me do something. We have freedom. Our thoughts are free. Our thoughts are in our actions. We get to choose, especially in the United States. We get to choose. When I was preparing for this, there's a story that I was reading, and it was talking about during the pandemic. And in Norway, there's a strong belief of community, and that it needs to support all people, especially the seeming weakest among them. So whether it's children, whether it's elderly, whether it's whoever really is in need, if someone is in medical need, whatever it may be, that's who needs to be thought of first. And it's a unified government, and they basically shut down. And everybody understood why they were doing it, and they didn't fight it. They just shut down, conscious of what they were doing and why they were doing it, to care for the people that needed the care. That's why they did it. And as a result of that, they had less than 800 people. Over 2.5 years, less than 800 people were lost to COVID or COVID-related anything. Now, next to them was Sweden, and it didn't quite go the same way. People were fighting. They wanted to keep businesses open. Sounds pretty familiar to what we went through. And people were fighting at every step of the way. It was about me. You can't tell me what to do. This person was in Norway, and they said, I knew every step of the way what I was doing and why I was doing it. And I gladly stayed where I was. So the question I ask you, well, actually, Sweden ended up with 14,500 versus less than 800. Right next door. There's not more than in one than the other, but right next door. So what we bring into something, think about that. 15 times the number of people were lost. 15 times. because the intent was to care for all. When we come together, amazing things happen. You know, we all have our experience of feeling loneliness. It's never the truth. Spirit in me, as me, is me. Therefore, I am never alone. I don't always feel that. It's not always my experience. But I have the opportunity. So when a bigger something or other is going on, whether it's something like COVID or financial, how many times have we been worried about our own finances? We see, we know there's people all over the world that don't eat. People are worried about their 401ks in the future, and I'm not saying you shouldn't. But at the same time, there are so many that have nothing. And all the security in the world, when you're worried, like attracts like. So fear brings more to fear. So it's being in a place of really asking, am I willing to be uncomfortable for somebody else? Norway said, I'm doing this for the greater good. Am I willing to be uncomfortable? Sometimes that's recycling. And I have to take an extra 3 seconds to put something in a different bin. Sometimes that's being mindful of the water that we use. And actually, knowing that there's a seeming drought or anything like that, that we just don't water our lawn. Yeah, it might get a little brown. It may not be ideal in what you wanted. But in the grand scheme of things, is it so bad? We're so used to comfort that when we feel or experience something other than comfort, something's wrong. We are human beings, and our experience comes with a whole variety of emotions. We will be happy. We will be sad. We will experience grief. We will experience elation. But it's not always going to be that way. An emotion is just that, and those waves go up and down. And sometimes it's okay not to be okay. But what I encourage you is to remember we are a community. Not just here. We're not just a community, a spiritual community, which is beautiful. But we are a community worldwide. And we are the caretakers of this world. And for a lot of people, that may trigger them, and it turns into, yeah, and this person's doing that, and this. It's not about looking at anyone else. It's simply knowing truth. What is it that you're choosing now? And at any given moment, what are you choosing? Within every person is a divine reservoir of inexhaustible wisdom, love, and power. Are you choosing that? It doesn't go away. You don't use it up. It's all in there. The more you express love, the more you will receive love. It has to work that way. That's what the law of attraction is all about. And let alone karma. What I give, I receive. So what are you choosing to receive? Are there places in life that we're running by fear or propaganda? Because when you turn on the news, there's sides. What I know is spirit has no sides. That's not genetic. One group against another has nothing to do with genes. That's what we're taught. That's what we pay attention to. So what are you paying attention to? What do you choose to live in? And sometimes if it's being uncomfortable for a greater good, we don't like to see the things that make us uncomfortable. I don't like watching a story that talks about endangered species. In a world where there is abundance, I don't like to see that. I don't want to know that. But if I'm not paying attention, it doesn't make it go away. I get to choose what I pay attention to. And You know, at the bottom of your soul is the soul of humanity itself. A divine, transcendent soul leading from bondage to liberation, from enchantment to awakening, from time to eternity, from death to immortality. We know there is no, this isn't it, this isn't all there is. We know that we are eternal beings. And it's knowing that, it's tapping into what we choose, what we know. I love this. Yes, Maria. A sign of growth is being okay with not being okay. Absolutely. Because there are times in our life that our experience may not be joy. Nothing's broken, nothing's gone. It doesn't mean we won't again. But in every moment, there's going to be different feelings. We get to direct the sails, and our spiritual practices are what keep us steady. We are in a teaching that gives us tools to tell us how to row when the sails don't seem to be working. How to direct the sails, which are our thoughts, which are our actions, which are our words. Those are our sails. What are we doing with them? It's a choice of living empowered or falling into what we see around us. Our instincts often tell us to pay attention to what I see, but our soul tells us to pay attention to what we know. That knowing. How many times have you been in a car and you've got the GPS? I don't know about you, but I put it on all the time now. I'm spoiled. It's what I do. That it tells you to go in a direction that you know isn't the best way to get there. You're like, I know that if I go down this street, it's faster than if I go down that street. How often do we have that instinct in us that knows something different than what we're told? Do you follow your instincts or do you follow what people say? Where is your influence? So I encourage you this week especially to go out of your way to, it's not about discomfort because that's a state of mind. Go out of your way to look at the people around you. And whether it's carrying a bag for someone, maybe there's someone that needs help. Help them to their car. Hold the door open. If you know someone's going through something, call them. Send a card. The more that we get out of our own stuff, the brighter life gets. See, nature is our instincts. We are born to be kind. We are born to love. Babies only know love. Babies don't see color. They don't see the different nationalities. They don't have any biases. They're excited to see everyone. So we're born knowing the truth. Let's live that truth. Let's affirm that truth. Let's stay there. Let's choose to live there. We get to choose and choose again. And it's not about judgment, especially self. For much of my life, I had this feeling like I should have already. I should have already accomplished this. I should have already done that. Should have, would have, could have. I don't know if anybody else relates to that in any way. But the truth is, I didn't miss anything. What's meant for me, my good must come to me as long as I am aware and conscious and connecting to spirit. Amazing things happen. So I invite you this week to be focused on your true nature. That I am presence within you that's capable of anything. Be in that place. Allow the light of spirit to shine through you to those that need it. The best way to get out of your own stuff is to help someone else. So if you're experiencing any kind of emotion that isn't positive, reach out to someone. Send them a happy thought. I encourage people, if you don't already have the practice of affirmations, absolutely a gift. If you're experiencing life as a way that, there's so many teachings that we have, but one of the books that really transformed me, and I absolutely love, is You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. It talks about affirmations. It talks about changing my thinking to change my life in practical terms. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And what needs to change is here and here. It's never anyone else. It's never outside of me. Life is lived from the inside out. That's our nature. You're divine. When you know that, when you are in that place, you're not distracted by people, places, and things. Mahatma Gandhi said, "You must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty." Don't lose faith. Don't be distracted. Too often we turn on the news and we see atrocities. We see people fighting people for everything, especially in politics. We're blessed to have the freedom to be able to say and do. And how are we using it? So I get the opportunity to look at each individual as divine. I get the opportunity to know that every person is my sister and my brother. And I don't have to like their actions or words. But I cannot be against you and think that I'm going to get anything positive out of it. So today I choose to love. And I invite you this week to do that. Practice acts of kindness. Practice affirmations. Things like, my life is filled with beautiful people, and I celebrate it. Affirmations like, I have all that I need, and it's growing. I am attracted, all the right people, places, and circumstances are in my life now. I celebrate the truth of who and whose I am. When you say those things, it's amazing how good it feels. And as I always say, the rumble strip of life tells you, am I on the right path or not? Am I going in the right direction? And that's all based on how we feel. So let's remember to use our spiritual tools. Let's remember kindness and love matters more than anything. And when you live from that place, life is brighter. When all I'm looking at is my little world, I'm looking down. But when I'm thinking about, wow, this beautiful world, I'm looking up. So let's look up this week. Let's look up and around and see the beauty. Look for the beauty. Direct the beauty. Attract the beauty. Let's live from that place of grace and celebrate it. And I have an affirmation for us to say together this week. So if you could join me. I am the beloved of the beloved. My true nature is divine. Of course, I didn't spell it right. But I am the beloved of the beloved, and my true nature is divine. And, I'll beat myself up over that one. I'll try not to, but I am. We're not perfect, but we're perfectly imperfect. We are exactly who we're supposed to be. And if you feel there's some attribute of you that hasn't found its way out yet, whether it's your artistic nature, whether it's your, maybe you're a poet, maybe you're wonderful with children, and you're sitting behind a desk and you're wondering, why am I not doing what I'm called to do? Live your life from your calling, from your purpose, and you will be fulfilled. When you do what you think you're supposed to or have to, all the money in the world will not fulfill you. So let's live from that inside out this week. Let's celebrate life in amazing ways. So I thank you for going through this month with us and exploring nature and remembering that we are absolutely the caretakers of this planet, and being in a place of praying for the planet, knowing that prayer uplifts. So as the stewards, I thank you. And we are moving into some announcements, and I'm very excited to say that we have coming in October, the first week of October, October 6th, Thursday's Sacred Circle at 7. We are going to have every Thursday evening. It's going to be a spiritual conversation with our beloved community. And it's open to anyone all over the world. It is going to be about the message that we had on a little bit about whatever the topic was that week, but also it's going to be just sacred conversation. We'll talk about science of mind. We'll talk about what's going on and how to deal with it. If there's something that whatever's on your mind and heart. And it's a wonderful time to come together virtually online and share those thoughts. So very excited to get that started. And just continuing forward, remember we are here on the second and fourth Sundays. So every other basically. So we will be here, on these second and fourth. So the next one will be on the 11th. And just remember that, we are here because of you, because people like you are bringing it and making it possible. We know that divine circulation, law of circulation states what we give, we must receive. So we have our sacred affirmation, and I invite you to say it with me. This one's actually spelled right. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And I thank you for that. It gives us the opportunity. We have been visioning every Monday, and we are seeing that new space. We are seeing our space in the world growing, and we have people, and it's growing, and there's all kinds of good stuff coming through. So join us now, whether you've never visioned before or you love to vision, whatever it may be, join us and catch the vision with us. Because where one or more of us are gathered, there is power there. That is what the Jesus the Christ taught us. So this is the link, and it's also on our website, which is CSL Greater Boston. And I want to remind you that part of that circulation you can, if you're not in person, you can go to PayPal and share with us, and know that that's a way to give to us and help us grow in the Northeast. We actually are the furthest Northeast center for Centers for Spiritual Living in the United States anyway. I know we have a couple in Canada as well. We have many centers in Canada as well. So thank you. And remember to keep the Vista 23 in your mind for February. There's more information online. You can go to csl.org for more information if you'd like. So thank you for being here and knowing this truth with me, knowing that all is well and getting better, regardless of what it looks like. Life is growing in, through, and as you. Allow spirit to help you be that best version of you. I ask all the time. I ask, what would you have me be? And help me get there. Because what I see sometimes is so much bigger than I even thought. Spirit has greater plans for you than you can even imagine as you. So let's enjoy the ride. And as we are going into our last few days of August and the end of the summer, I encourage you to enjoy nature. Get out there. We're fortunate. We're blessed to be by the beaches. There's so much beauty around us. Let's enjoy that this week. Let's be that change in the world and be open to more and more ways to express that for others, but also to ourselves. Let's have some fun. Really be in that place of celebrating the love that you are. So let's go into our treatment with that, knowing that there is only one power, one presence, one love, one life. And that one is the majestic mountaintops to the oceans and every blade of grass. That one is the cosmos and beyond my imagination. All there is, was, and ever will be. That one includes me. That one includes each one of us. Each one in person, each one online, each one in the all. Knowing that truth, knowing that there is only one, means that I am that peace, that love, that harmony, that abundance. I am the joy. I am that. I am presence. And as I know it of me, I know it of each one. Each one is that divine spark capable of miraculous things. I claim vibrance and vitality, effortless joy, knowing that all that is needed is abundantly provided in amazing ways. That I need not figure out the how. I just know and know that I know. I claim peace within me and throughout the world. I claim that highest good, that highest expression of divine, knowing that my love is a wave that I send out to the world, knowing that each one within my voice is sending that wave of love and raising the vibration of all. And I know that this week I am conscious of who I can help, conscious of who especially needs my love, conscious of what is mine to do, knowing that I am governed, guarded, and guided as spirit, and that all is well. I know that for each one, and I celebrate it. And I'm so grateful knowing that the law makes it so. I need not figure out the how, just know and know that I know. So filled with gratitude and joyful anticipation, I say amen and blessed be. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for knowing this truth for me. And I wish you an absolutely wonderful week. And as we go out, Our final song for today is The Man in the Mirror, which I love. But it's the children that are going to sing us out. That hope, that knowing, that divine love and spark that is alive and well. The Man in the Mirror. Let's remember who I see is spirit. That spark, that light in our eyes, that's spirit. Let us do what is ours to do. I wish you a week of love, blessings, and miracles. Namaste.
Ooh, I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. Gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street without enough to read. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their need? The summer's disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make a change.
I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize.
Oh, there's some with no home, not a nickel to loan. Could it be really me pretending that they're not alone? A widow deeply scarred, somebody's broken heart in a washed out dream. They follow the pattern of the wind, you see, 'cause they got no place to be. That's why I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make that change. The man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make a change. You gotta get it right while you got the time, 'cause if you close your heart, then you close your mind. Just make a change. Na 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 na. I'm gonna make a change.